Happy Friday. Now, I know some of you are probably going to be doing this workout Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon because even though you want to work out, you're just not all about that Friday business. I'm sorry, this camera is just really crooked. There, I think that's a little bit better. So, but if you're here, awesome. Whatever day it is, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you showed up. So today will be a little bit different. Our cardio is not going to be drumming. It is going to be more fitnessy moves. I'm going to kind of vary that up because I realize some people really like the drumming, but some people really don't because it can be coordination and feeling like you got to be on the beat. So occasionally I'll do the drumming and occasionally I won't. So just know that it's not like I'm never doing it again, but for today, this is what we're doing. So I'm glad you're here. Just like every class, I'm going to start off with a quick verse for you. All right. When prison walls shake, Acts 16:26. Suddenly there was a massive earthquake, and the prison was shaken to its foundations. All the doors immediately flew open, and the chains of every prisoner flew off. Wow. Could you imagine being present for something like that? How just intense would that have felt to be present for that? And hey, today, if you're feeling just like a little bit overwhelmed with the newness of getting back into shape, I just want you to know today I did a 50-minute workout because I wanted to feel how you might be feeling. I wanted to have that feeling where it felt a little bit too intense quicker because my body was already at a point where it was kind of beaten down. So I did that on purpose today because I wanted to get into the same mindset as somebody who maybe hasn't worked out in a while. I'm really sorry. I'm trying to just get this thing to show up for you. I'm not sure why it's not working. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. It was working, but we might have to go without the timer today. I'll still have it, but it just isn't showing up here. So, oh, here we go. Perfect. All right. Let's start with a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, I lift up your name right now. Lord, I just pray that you would send your spirit down to us, that we would just breathe in your presence, and we just would have this next 40 minutes be an act of worship to you. So I ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. So let's just start with that warm up. We're going to just start with a little step touch here. Let's roll those shoulders. Hey, and whenever you're doing this workout, I just would like to ask that you would just leave a comment. Let me know how it felt, how you felt, how you're doing, whatever it might be. But let me know you're here. I do take time and read every single comment that's posted. So if you're here and you want to leave me a comment, that's great. Roll it forward. All right, we're going to reach it up. We are going to do a little bit of strength, a little bit of cardio today. But I want you to remember that I am going to give you multiple different levels throughout the workout today. And it's going to be completely up to you which level is suited best for you. All right, we're going to curl those legs up. Kind of like you're trying to kick your butt with your foot. And if anybody just requires low impact throughout, I will show you that low impact move for every single move. All right, open and close that chest. All right, bring those knees up. While you're at it, I just want you to push those hands straight down. Knees up, hands down. Excellent. You're doing great. Whew. All right, we're going to take those feet wider than hip distance apart. Sit it back down and sit it up. So I want you to check out here that your hips are back and then they sit down. That those knees, they never come in front of those toes. You can even check to like put the weight in those heels to ensure that you're not leaning forward, okay? You don't want that weight in your toes. You want it back in those heels. All right, hold it down at the bottom here. We're going to round the spine up. Exhale, bring it down. Push out the chest. Inhale, round it up. Exhale, push it out. Inhale, round it up. Exhale, push it out. One more time like that. All right, take those feet just a teeny bit wider here. We're going to bend that left leg. We're going to reach and then bend that right leg and reach. And now I think this might be backwards for you guys. When I say left, it might be your right. That's okay. Just follow my mirror image. Don't worry about it being the correct side. I'm just not sure if it's mirror image or not. So hard to cue and I'm not really sure. We're doing a little bit of a dynamic stretch here. So we're moving through a stretch. So you'll feel that stretch in that inner thigh as you reach to the side. All right, want to open up that hip. Go ahead and grab a wall or a chair or something just for your balance. Just swing that hip open and close. Now, when we get into the strength moves, and strength is going to come up first, I want you to remember I'm going to use weights, but you can completely do all of this with body weight. If you want to try and have a little resistance, maybe to start off, go ahead and grab some water bottles or cans of pop. Those are great low weight options. So a can of pop, soda, maybe you're not from Minnesota, that's going to be 1 pound. So if you just are ready for 1 pound and you can commit to that, grab 2 cans of pop and you've got your weights ready to go. All right, grab your weights, whatever they look like. Maybe they're just air weights, which would be body weight. All right, first move we're going to do is kickbacks. So we're going to hinge it forward. We're going to lift those elbows up high. And you're going to send that arm back, hinging that elbow. Send that arm back, hinging that elbow. Okay, I'm going to start that timer over. We got 30 seconds on the clock here. And go. So hinge it forward. Keep that chest nice and lifted. You're just hinging that elbow, bringing it straight, and then bent. And go ahead and alternate here. Hey, if you want this to be a little tougher, maybe you're ready for more of a challenge, you can always do them at the same time rather than alternating. 3, 2, 1. And rest. Next move, we've got squats. Feet are going to go wider than hip distance. We're going to take those weights out in front. We're going to squat it down and lift it up. I'm going to turn to the side. 3, 2, 1. All right, so set those hips back and squeeze it up. This is a great move to practice for all activities of daily living, your ADLs. So those are things you're going to do throughout the day. Maybe it's bending down to pick up a kid. Maybe it's bending down to pick up the groceries. Whatever it is, throughout your day, you probably do this motion. And we want to train up the right muscles. And rest. Next move, bicep curls. Feet are hip distance. You're just going to curl it up to that collarbone and back down. Nice and slow and controlled. We're going to do alternating arms. So alternate, curling up to the collarbone and back down. Make sure here that you're not just flopping it down, right? Nice and controlled, taking your time. If that weight feels really heavy to you, take a little bit longer. There's no rush here. You get 30 seconds, you get in as many as you can, but if you need a little extra time, go ahead and take it. And rest. Next one we've got is a side lunge. I'm going to set down my weights because I just really want you to focus on doing this one properly. You're going to step it wide. This leg's going to stay straight. This leg is going to sit back. Sit it back, stand it up. Sit it back, stand it up. So this leg's straight, this leg is bent, butt is sticking out, stand it up. Same thing on the other side. Let me turn to the side so you can see what that looks like from here. Make sure that knee doesn't come in front of those toes. And rest. Okay, grab your weights again. We're gonna go back into that tricep kickback. See, notice when I just picked up those weights, it's like anything else in a regular day. You pick things up all the time. You wanna make sure you know how to do it correctly. All right, here we go. Kick it back, kick it back. So we're hinged forward here, kicking it back, kicking it back. But check it out. I'm hinged forward. I'm not slouched forward. So that means I hinged forward at my hip joint. That's it. And I'm extending and bringing it back to center. Remember, you can go as light or as heavy as you want here. All right, I'm going to do squats with no weights for the second round. I meant to do it with no weights the first time. I don't want you to feel like, as a beginner, that you have to add weights for anything with legs. All right, set those hips back, drop it down, stand it up. So check it out. That shoulder is up and lifted. Your core should be drawn in. Imagine like tying up a corset, and that's how tightly braced your core is right now. And you're just sitting it down nice and low, like you're tapping your butt on a chair behind you. 3, 2, 1. When I say behind you, I mean like exaggerate behind you. So you never want to do this where your knees come forward. You want them back. All right, we got curls. So that's just going to be curling it up to that collarbone and back down. 3. And maybe your victory today is that you showed up and you're using body weight. That can be a victory. I don't want there to be a shame game going on here today. Well, you know, I probably coulda, shoulda, woulda done something different. No, you showed up. You did the best that you could today. Rest. Not everyone even has weights at their home. So just make work whatever you have. We are going into that side lunge. Again, I'm going to use no weights, just my body. Trust me, your body weight is plenty for these side lunges. Check it out. Make sure you're setting that hip back. Set it back. Maybe you want to reach down towards that toe. You can, but you don't have to. Some people, their flexibility might be here, and that's about as low as they can go. Bend that knee, set that hip back. Great job. Excellent. All right, guys. We're switching gears here. We're going to go into cardio. I'm going to show you the floor moves quick. So first move, base level, jumping jack, or you can be an all-out jumping jack. Second move, we've got speed bags. So you can come down in a low lunge, or you can stay up nice and tall. And I just want you to speed those bags as fast as you can. Third move, just fast feet. Like you're moving your feet on hot coals and you have to just go really fast. Last move is just going to be butt kickers. All right, here we go. Jumping jacks. Now, if you are brand new and doing a full out jumping jack feels like too much, you can come here or maybe you have joint issues. But once you're ready, when you get to a place where you feel confident, I want you to meet me here in this full jumping jack. That might not be today, and that's okay. But you get there. I know you will. Rest. All right, so in that rest period, I just want you to step, touch it out. Maybe you just march in place. Just something real gentle where you're still moving, but you're not all out. Speed bags are next. So that base level is here. Speed bag as fast as you can. If you want a little bit more, you can come down a little lower and engage those thighs as fast as you can though. Just really working those arms. So you've seen those in those boxers, they use these speed bags. That's what we're doing right here. We're just not using an actual bag. Keep going. All right, step, touch it out again. You guys, that was amazing. You're doing great. No matter if you took a break or not, you're doing great. Keep with me, okay? All right, we got fast feet coming up next. 2, 1, here we go. Fast feet. As fast as those feet will go. If you start to feel like, oh, Sarah, my heart rate is getting up a little too high and you're getting worried about it, you can just kind of slow it down for a second and then come right back in, okay? It's only going to be for 30 seconds, though. We won't hang out here long. Fast feet. Give me that little fast feet shuffle. Rest. Step side to side. March in place. Just don't stand still. You're doing awesome. I want you to tell that voice in your head that you're doing awesome. Butt kicks. So if you need low impact, you would just be here as fast as you can. You're still kicking that butt quickly. You just would not take your feet off the ground like I am, where there's like a little bit of a jump action in there. All right. If you want to take this up a notch, just speed it up for me. That's where you would take it to the next level. 2, 1. Step, touch. I just need you to walk it out. We're going to go right back to the top of that cardio section. So back into those jumping jacks. You can modify. You can do a regular jumping jack. You pick. Here we go. And hey, maybe you're saying, jumping jack, that's too easy for me. I don't know. Maybe that's you. Speed it up. There you go. It's not easy anymore, right? There's probably a lot of you saying, this isn't easy to begin with. But you know what? I know there's always that one extra person out there that just wants to crank it up a notch. So if that's you, you know what to do. Rest. Whew. Just keep moving here. All right, we're going to do that speed bag, but we were facing this direction last time. I'm going to face this direction this time. Remember, you can stay up here with just a slight bend in that knee. Going as fast as you can, lifting it up high. Like I don't want it down here. We're not doing like the shuffle or something. If you want, you can come down into that lunge and continue. Is that lunge required? Absolutely not. I'm actually going to take it out to show you that you don't have to do it.
3.
That's just for extra.
1.
Rest. All right. We've got fast feet coming up next, okay? So get ready. I want you to move your feet as fast as you can go. That might look different for you than it does for me. You might be like crazy, pants are on fire, fast. You might be here where it's more of a jog. That's okay. Be where you are. But then here's the thing. Challenge yourself to push past mental barriers. So if you are here, give me just a few seconds where you're going a little faster. Rest. That's all I'm asking for. Just that little extra challenge that you didn't think you could do.
I want you to do it so that you can tell yourself later, I did it. Butt kickers. Maybe you want to be here in a jog, or maybe you want to be in a full-out sprint. That's up to you. But if you're in this jog and it starts to feel like, this isn't easy, but I could definitely do a little bit more, take it up a notch. But if you're like, this is really hard already, just stay where you are. Step touch. Great job. That was excellent. You're excellent. Tell yourself that right now. I don't know if you got to find a mirror or what, but tell yourself you're excellent, because you are. All right. Next section, we got strength again. Go ahead and grab a drink real quick. All right. We're going to come down to the mat for the first move. First move, chest fly. So you're going to be laying on the ground. Palms are going to be facing each other. We're going to open it up wide and then pull it in. All right, meet me down here. All right, open it up wide. Squeeze it at the top. Hey, if this is your first day back into fitness, or maybe your second day, whatever it might be, you're exactly where you need to be. You're doing exactly what you need to do. You are conquering something that feels hard. 3, 2, 1. Rest. All right. Come up to your feet. We've got a duck walk next. So imagine when I say duck, like you're ducking underneath something. So you're going to come down really low and you're going to slowly move it forward. So walk it towards me and then back it up. Bring it back up. If you've got more room than me, feel free to move forward, move backwards a little bit more, a little bit less, based on your space, okay? Don't feel like you have to do exactly what I'm doing just because I'm doing it. You do you. 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, we got upright rows, so grab your weights. Palms are gonna face you. Feet are gonna go hip distance apart. You're gonna row it up to your chest line. Arms are gonna go, elbows are gonna go super wide. Lead with your elbows. Check with your shoulders here. Keep them away from the ears so they're not up here. They're resting down comfortably. Keep that chest lifted. Think proud. How do you stand when you're proud? You push out your chest, right? That's how I want you to stand. Check in with your core. Rest. All right, we got side raises next. So if you're using a heavier weight, either use no weight at all or grab a lighter weight. All right, here we go. Feet are hip distance apart. Lift it to shoulder height and back down. If you have a really heavy weight, go ahead, bend the elbow, and come here. That's how you can make it just a little bit easier by shortening that lever length. So right now the lever length is really long, but if you were to bend that elbow and lift up, you've shortened it in half, right? Rest. So I went from 10s down to 5s. You could go lighter, heavier than that, but I just wanted to show you that it's recommended for shoulders to go down a little bit lighter. Come back to that chest fly, that first move we did, opening it wide, squeezing it together at the top. Wide and narrow. There's a slight bend in your elbows here. And I don't want the enemy creeping in when you hear whatever weights I'm using or not using to tell you that whatever you're using isn't enough. Rest. Whatever you're using or not using is enough. Repeat that to yourself. You are enough. Whatever you're using is enough. 3, 2, Get down low. We're ducking in that really deep, dark cave, right? So you're staying down nice and low here. Working those glutes here big time. You could always throw weights on your shoulders here or just have them in your hands if you want to make this harder. But this is a pretty hard move with just body weight, so don't feel like you need to make it harder. Rest. All right. Again, I'm going to go to a lighter weight. I cut my weight in half for these shoulder raises. Could you do heavier weights? Sure. Lift it. But here's what happens. When you lift a weight that's too high, you start to kind of lean and recruit muscles that we're not trying to work right now. And they're usually muscles in your back that could lead to strain. So I would prefer, if your only choice was like a 10-pound weight or no weight, I would do no weight. Rest. Unless you're like really advanced and you're able to do that properly. That's the key here. Proper form. I would rather you do only one in that 30 seconds. Oh, I forgot the upright rows. I was like, what am I missing? Upright row. Pull it up to that chest height. Pull it down. Check in with your core here. Make sure it's still engaged. Draw that belly button in. And then tighten up that core set around it. When you're exercising, that's the time you want to really suck that core in. Rest. It just supports everything around. All right. Now we're actually the cardio. I was like, why is the timer going so fast? All right. So our first move is going to be a 2 quick steps. Step, step, knee. So step, step, knee. Step, step, knee. If you need to make this low impact, it's just a step, step, stand. All right. Make it work for you. Second move is going to be skaters. Next move, toe taps, and then we got shuffles. All right. So we got step, step, knee. Step, step, knee. Don't worry if you don't know what the shuffles look like. I will do them all with you. Maybe I need lower impact. But if you don't need low impact, or this level of impact is okay for you, stay with me here. Rest. All right, that's a step touch again. You guys are doing awesome. All right, we got skaters next. Here we go. So if you need low impact, it's just a step wide to a reach. Step, reach. If you can, though, push off with that leg all the way to the side, and you're just reaching down towards the floor. You may get a little wobbly here. We're balancing on one foot. That's to be expected. If you need to, keep that foot on the ground. Rest. You don't have to lift it up in the air like I was doing if you're feeling a little wobbly. All right, toe taps are next. So we're just going to tap something in front of us. You can lift it up in the air or keep it on the floor. So here's that base level where you're just tapping the floor and it's more of a jog. Or you can lift it up, tap the air. Or if you need low impact, it's just going to be a quick tap instead of a little hop. If you want, if you have something big and sturdy, you could throw that in front of you and have yourself touch that. Yes. I don't recommend your weights, though. They move. All right. We've got shuffles. We're going to shuffle side to side, front to back. We're going to come down in that defensive stance. Shuffle, shuffle, front and back. Shuffle. Shuffle, come back to center. Shuffle. So I guess the front to back is more of a run. Shuffle. Run it up. Shuffle. Rest. All right. Step, step, knee. We're up to that one again. Hey guys, I just want you to know we're getting close to the end already. All right. Step, step, knee. So if you're feeling a little worn out already, that's okay. Try and stick it out though, because we're almost there. We're almost to that prize. That victory of finishing all the way to our set goal. Maybe your set goal wasn't the full 40 minutes. That's okay. Step touch. Woo. We got skaters next. I've had to start wearing these headbands. I've got all this baby hair. That's literally baby hair because it's because of my baby that after the 5 or 6 months where your hair just falls out and then it decides to grow back. Last couple of times I've seen my hairdresser, she's like, what's with all this baby hair? Well, I had a baby. Rest. Great job. We're almost there. We got 2 more moves. Then we do a little bit of core work and we just stretch. Can you hang out for that much longer? Toe taps are next. Come on, speed it up. Remember, you can always lift it up, tap the air, or tap the ground. Up to you. You can slow this down, speed it up, make it fit your level. Step touch. So here's the key. Stick to your level. Challenge yourself at your level. Don't try to get to somebody else's level before your body is ready for it. Shuffle. Run it forward. Run it back. Shuffle. Run it forward. Run it back. Shuffle. Again, if you have more room than I do, feel free to go further to the side, further to the back. I'm not working with a lot of space here. My studio is made out of an extra bedroom for us. Woo! You guys, great job. All right, we're gonna go into core next. So if you need to, you can towel off, grab a drink. Our first core move is actually going to be standing though. We're going to come, sink it down into that defensive stance. You're going to tuck those arms in tight and you're just going to stay here, engaging that core, rotating from side to side as quick as you can. Make sure you're breathing here. I don't know what it is about core moves, probably just because you're working near the lungs, but it makes us want to hold our breath. Don't do it. Keep breathing for me. Rest. All right, come down to the ground. All right. We're just going to crunch the knees into the elbows and tap down. Crunch up, tap it down. You can go as fast or as slow as you'd like. Great job. If you're still here with me, that deserves celebration. You even showed up and did part of this workout. That deserves celebration. Rest. All right, the next move, we're going to bend our knees, plant our hands on the ground, and you're just going to tap down on the ground. Tap. If this ever gets to be something that you want to make harder, you can straighten the legs and tap down. But for the purpose of this class today, I'm going to do it with my knees bent. I'm just letting you know how you can make it harder. Three, two, one. Excellent. All right. We're going to flip it over and hold a plank. So you can be on your elbows or up on your wrists. Hold it here. And this is only a 30-second plank. So in the realm of planks, 30 seconds isn't terrible. It's not easy, but compared to like 2 minutes, it's easy, right? I don't know if easy is the right word. Less hard. Keep breathing here. Keep those hips down low. 2, 1. All right, we're going to lay flat on our tummy. We're just going to do a Superman. So we're going to lift it up off the mat, holding our arms in the air, legs in the air, keeping everything lifted up, feeling that tension in the back here. This is, in fact, still core. I know it's the back side of our body, but this is definitely still core. Your core is more than just your six-pack. 2, 1. Okay, flip it back over. One last move. We are just going to lift those hips straight up. Like you're trying to tap the ceiling with your feet. Feel free to take your time here. It's not a race. How about you exhale when you reach up? Inhale on the way down. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Great job. Hang in there for me. 3, 2, 1. Rest. All right. We have made it to the cool down. All right. I want you to stay on the ground. Just wanted to switch to our cool down song. All right. Take those legs as wide as they'll go comfortably for you. That may be here. Your legs might feel real tight, and that's okay. Just stretch them to where you can comfortably open them wide, and then push it just a teeny bit past that comfort to where you feel a stretch. And then if you can, walk those hands forward just a teeny bit till you feel a little bit more of a stretch. Feel it through here in that inner thigh. All right, we're going to bring it back to our breath here. We're going to take a deep inhale here for the count of 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. And then bring those feet together. The bottoms are touching and just hinge it forward. And then just keep breathing, drawing that breath out longer than you're usually comfortably doing it, right? So it's going to feel a little awkward, a little off. You're probably not going to like it. But I want you to practice here. And all these classes that you take, I want you to practice drawing that breath out just a little bit longer than you normally would, to make an intentional effort to draw your breath out longer. All right, I want you to lay down on your back. Take one leg over the other, lift that leg up. I want you to reach your hands through and then pull back on that thigh. Feeling a stretch through here.
You can just rest your head comfortably on the mat. You can even close your eyes for a little bit and just come back to that breathing. Counting your breath out for a count of 5. And maybe that's too long. You can take it down to 4 or 3. Just focus on elongating it more than 1 and 1. Go ahead, switch those legs out. And then pull back. Excellent. All right. I want you to roll it on up. Bring one knee down, one knee up in a kneeling stance. And I just want you to push your hips forward here. So you're going to feel it right through here in that hip flexor. If you take any one of these stretches and apply them to your everyday, I want this to be the one. This is something that you should be doing every single day of your life. Like the majority of them, especially Americans, this is tight. This is a tight area, especially if you're a runner, a dancer, any kind of athlete. You're probably going to have a tight hip flexor. So take the time to give this baby a little stretch, okay? Go ahead, switch. Push that hip forward. Great job today, you guys. I know it was hard convincing yourself to take the time. Trust me, when I did that workout this afternoon, I didn't want to do it. I wanted to just veg out and watch TV, but I also knew that it was important for me to feel a little worn out before I started today. Because isn't that how we feel when we're just starting out, when we're a beginner? We feel a little worn out, a little weary. So that was the only way I could think of to get myself to that state. All right, I want you to pull that arm across. And then even take that head and just rest it over towards the opposite shoulder, that not the one you're stretching, the other one. Just feel a nice little stretch to the neck as well. Go ahead, other side. Same thing with the other, drawing that ear to the other shoulder. Excellent. So I'm going to close in a prayer, but I'd like to invite you, if you have the time, to stay for a little bit of guided meditation after this. But I totally will not hold it against you if you don't. Heck, if you're watching the recording later, I won't even know. Heavenly Father, I lift up your name. I just pray that you would pour out your blessings upon us, that you would teach us new things each day, that we would draw closer to you and come to know you as a real and living God, not some religious deity that we check off boxes, that we just try and live a certain way because we're supposed to, but because you've changed us inside, because you dwell within us. Lord, I ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, now if you're going to stick around for the meditation, I just invite you, you can stay seated, or if it's more comfortable, you can lay down on your mat and even close your eyes if you want. And I just want you to listen to my voice. So we're going to go back to that Bible verse from Acts 16:26. Suddenly there was a massive earthquake, and the prison was shaken to its foundations. All the doors immediately flew open, and the chains of every prisoner fell off. Paul and Silas were severely beaten and thrown into a deep dungeon. But something happened in the dark dungeon that thwarted the enemy's plan. Paul and Silas prayed and worshiped. So I just got to stop right there. They were severely beaten, thrown into a deep dungeon, and they took the time to pray and worship. Just think about that. And the other prisoners heard them. The earth quaked, The prison walls shook. The chains of every prisoner fell off. Paul even had the opportunity to lead the jailer and his household, so his whole household, his kids, his wife, all that, to faith in Jesus. When life circumstances throw us into a pit and we're at the end of ourselves, the most powerful, strategic thing we can do is pray and worship. After all, we have access to the inner throne room of the Most High God. And he makes his home among the praises of his dear people. Let me repeat that for you in case you didn't catch it. We have access to the inner throne room of the Most High God. And he inhabits, or another way of saying that is makes his home among the praises of his dear people. People are always watching how we respond to hardship. Our response to our trial has the potential to set many captives free. Sorry about that. Whew. I remember one dark night of the soul when I felt bloodied and beat up at by my battle because God seemed silent and I felt abandoned. In the dark of my bedroom, I dropped to my knees, lifted my hands, and worshiped. I could feel the opposition lift, and I knew I was gaining ground in my battle. We worship because He's worth it, and He promises to strengthen those whose hearts are turned toward Him. So remember, no matter what season you're in, pray with persistence and worship with passion. When we become Christians, God does not promise that it will be easy, but He does. In fact, He promises it won't be. But He does promise that He'll be there in those dark, dark moments when we're thrown into that deep pit. Maybe it's not a literal jail. Maybe it's a mental jail. I don't know. But if you can lift up your praise and worship to Him in those times when it makes no sense because it feels like all is lost, that He has completely abandoned you and that you feel hurt and abandoned, but you can look past all that and still sing your praise to Him, just know those chains will fall off, those walls will fall down, the enemy will flee, but it comes down to a choice. And every day we get to make that choice. Do I choose to praise and worship despite my circumstances? Or do I choose to succumb to whatever is being thrown at me? That choice is yours and nobody else's. But I can tell you which one's going to give you more joy, right? So I'll leave you to think on that. I'm just going to take a few more minutes here, about 2 minutes, or we're just going to lay here quiet with our thoughts, praying to God, reflecting on what we just listened to, whatever it is that you feel is right for you right now in this moment. Just lift your hands open to the sky, just as a sign that you're ready to accept whatever God may give you right now. All right. If you're really enjoying this time right now and you feel like you want it to just go a little bit longer, feel free. Find some worship music and just to continue to just lay here and listen to God's promptings. Um, as for this video, I'm going to be ending it here in just a second, but I would just like you to leave you with this, that you are enough. You did an awesome work today. And I'm just proud of you and just so glad that you came along on this journey with me. God bless you. Bye.